love it when you grind on me, when you put it right on me. Put a little bit of in it. When you put a little in it. Oh, hey y'all. A child, so I was sleeping good as heck. Good as heck. Good as heck. Then I felt the fan. I was like, what? The fan said, oh. I said, oh. The fan said, oh. I said, oh. Shoot. So that's how I got here, Bookstars. That's how I landed. He said, I landed on. Oh my God. Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I love it when you grind on me. You put it right on me. That's my sound. When you put a little in it. Come on. Lord, I love it when you grind on me. When you put it right on me. Oh, and yeah, tell me why I needed to hashtag Clarissa. Clarissa. Y'all tell me why I meant the hashtag Clarissa. I did. I had something to tell y'all about Clarissa. But let me just say, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, no, the truth is, I'm not gonna say it. I'm kind of, let's just say I'm learning a little something. So shout out to that. Yeah, I'm learning when something just ain't alright. When it just alright. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to learn, child. And so hold on. Oh shoot. I hate when I press the wrong button, Sonny. Hold on. Like Benjamin. Hold on, y'all. When you put a little bit of in it. Put a little in it. So anyway, happy oh my God, I forgot the hashtag my ish. You know, sometimes I'm not always prepared. It just is what it is. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mm, and for that, I apologize for it being what that is. Hold on, y'all. We can put a little bit of in it. And I'm ready to put a little bit of up in this day. Do you hear me? Yeah. I'm ready to put some up in this day. Period. I guess, I guess we can put a little put a little Yeah, I guess I'll be naming this podcast put a little in it. It just is what it is. This is episode 31. 31, 31, 31, 31. Period. Tried 31 times. 31 times I done got up and did this here. Shout out to that. I know. As I glance the cloud across and see my vision board, shout out to that. Um, I'm looking at my vision board, superstars. I'm sorry, I got so distracted. It's crazy to see. Wow, I don't know. But yeah, good morning. Hey y'all, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Um, this morning has been good to me. So shout out to that. This morning has been good to me. Like God. Mm, mm, mm. Just like God. So shout out to that. Good. Good, good, good. Shout out to that. What is this? Oh shit. Child, so anyway, tell me why y'all. I said, listen, Generation Morant. No, listen up. No, it is what it is. Some of these younger folks, in these relationships that ain't quite yet, um, got like that. Or even the ones who they got like that. Child, Blueface is a prime example of being hurt and want all of his purses back. Oh, let me tell y'all something. Y'all said, let me just tell y'all a little something, something. And honestly, looking back, yeah, I say depends on how you want to do it. You can look back, or go forth and forth. Period. So shout out to that. I'm like, you know what? Looking back, that is the hard part about dating. Yeah, no, let's talk about it. Truth is, well, one of the hardest parts about dating is a dating. Hell no, for real, y'all, it is. Like, I'm like, oh, younger folks, younger folks. I hope y'all are paying attention. I really do. I hope y'all are paying attention. And just like y'all do them cameras, zoom in, please. Okay, period. Because this is the nasty side of dating. This is the nasty side of um looking for love, trying to love, letting your guards down, being vulnerable, okay? Um, like people don't always talk about this, so it is what it is. Like, let's talk about it. Usually they just talk about what happened. Such and such left such and such. But like, no, to me, they don't necessarily go into detail like that. And honestly, I don't know if going into detail can help people, but y'all seem like it. Seem like it. It is what it is. To me, I think I think it's safe for people to have all the information, if that makes sense. Not bits and pieces. Um that's why, I guess it's good to have different types of people in the world because I always talk about how being private is is the way. Okay, it's like I don't know. To me, it's like the yin to peace or something. Um, I just recommend it. Period. Highly, highly. I'm gonna highly recommend it. Period. It does, and I don't have time to explain. But like, no, I'm glad it's two sides of the coin, right? Um, because if everybody was so private, then some people really wouldn't have um, you know, much of an example, or anything to reference and stuff like that. So, shout out to the people who put themselves out there, okay? Period. Like Blueface. It just is what it is. Like Blueface. Blueface is one of them people that um has begun to put I mean, he been like that though. Don't get it twisted though. He don't tell us everything, so shout out to that. But I do feel like he puts his personal life out there. It is what it is for consumption, we will say. And shout out to Blueface, but Meanwhile back at the ranch, I'm like, like this is, hey, sometimes, right? When you looking for love and relationships and you dating and stuff like that, this is what it looks like. You know, um, truth is, now people need to be able to spot stuff to me. No, it just is what it is. People need to know when they need to jump out of that damn tree. Okay? Period. Remember when we was children and we'd be at the playground and we'd be swinging, and you didn't got high as F. And before you know it, you gotta jump up off that swing. You just gotta jump up off that swing. And you know that, like, yeah, you gonna come back up dusty and crusty and stuff because you had to jump. It just is what it is. You just did the thing that Chris Cross said. It did the jump, a jump. Okay. Period. So shout out to that. Shout out to the days. Listen. I'm an '80s baby. You just had to be there. Oh, it was a time, Miss Presser Girl. But anyway, let's continue. So, um, yeah, okay. Again, talking about the jump thing. Yeah, it is what it is. Some people, they stay up there. KISS. And they stay up there too long. It just is what it is. Some of y'all got the best of needs. Y'all should have been in jump. Just you jump for it. Okay? It just is what it is. No, don't. Some of y'all be in the wrong tree. And the truth is, y'all be in it too long. I don't know what else to say here. Besides, you was in it too damn long. Okay? And so, hey, this is what it looks like. When you play house, okay? Yeah, it is what it is. This is what happens when you play house and you make grown up decisions, you know, before you really have a grown up mind to consider it. Truth is. It just is what it is. Like, listen, when you young and then you are a young adult, please believe like you are still in your earliest phases, you know, um, mentally. And you have to understand that that is going to be the time where sometimes you are not going to make your best decisions. Like, you have to know that. Child. So, like, listen, I just want everybody who paying attention out there. Okay? I'm saying, like, if Blueface them ain't your thing, then that's not your thing. It is what it is. And I totally understand. I totally get it. We are definitely all not the same, Yeah, it's crazy to me sometimes how you can be listening to somebody and they just speak like we all know the same things, you know? And we all watch the same things. And that's not the case. That is not true. So it is what it is, but like no. When it comes to um, Blueface and Krishan, I have said it 100 times, about 50 11 times, and I will say it again. Like, Blueface is hurt, and Krishan is too. But the tables have turned. Hmm. You know, truth is, the tables have turned, right? And so it's him exposing all of his hurt, right? While, Krishan is moving in silence. And, I usually see it's usually the other way around, you know. Um, Men do things behind the scenes, and the women go to hollering, yelling, screaming, running, and hollering. Um, but no, not this go around. Uh-uh, this is different. Um, oh yeah, let's talk about it. It is what it is. And clearly you can see what's going on. Yeah, no, let's talk about it. Um, you know, like I said, Blueface is her. Okay. Um, we get that. He's hurt. He's a hurt man. Okay, seemingly, allegedly. The only thing that he really haven't did just yet is cry. You know, just let out a big sigh and cry. Yeah, yeah. That's the only thing that he really haven't did on camera. Just yet. Dare I say it, just yet. But hopefully, you know, he's taking a little time to cry. You know. Let's talk about it. It is what it is. Other than that, the feelings get suppressed, and I don't know what happens to him. Okay, period. Shout out to that because I'm not a professional. Okay, so shout out to that. But I'm sure they do something. Okay, fester. If I had to guess, fester and manifest in another way or whatever, whatever, whatever. They show up. Okay, just see what it is. They show back up. In my honest opinion, but I don't know. My honest guess, I would say. But overall, I just hope he's taking care of himself, because it's just ugly, you know. And honestly, when you have somebody like Blueface, right? A lot of people don't necessarily um pay people like Blueface any mind, okay? And when I say people like Blueface, I mean hurt men, okay? Hurt men don't really get that much paid attention to, if you will. Um, yeah, no, it just is what it is, child. Don't nobody, you know. I would assume people be thinking, they got it right and they working through their emotions or whatnot, whatnot. But like, no, truth is, y'all, I just feel like check on your strong friends, okay? Period. Um, because Carlissa, right? Carlissa gets all of this flack, okay, and pushback. from the internet, from Blueface, you know. It just is what it is. But I feel like his mother, right? I feel like she be like checking in on him. Does that make sense? Like, to me, she's the only person for real that's like, are you okay? You know? Um, I like what's going on with you? You know? So shout out to her and shout out to that. Um, but no, seriously. Like I feel like people should check on their strong friends, okay, to make sure that they're at their strongest point. You know, it just is what it is, especially when you know they're dealing with something. Child, because the thing is, with Blueface, all the signs are there. Child, all these signs are there. I mean, and when I say the signs, I mean like, um, you know, like it's evident, you know, like something's going on with him. You know, so for Nevaeh to take herself over there, you know, and involve herself with that, like she just has to know, I would say, you know, um, child, it's one thing to get involved, but you gotta know everything that you getting involved with, right? And as far as Nevaeh goes, I just feel like she's dealing with a whole lot of trauma. Trauma. You know, it is what it is. When she probably has her own, hasn't even worked out her own stuff, you know? And honestly, it's always sad. You know, it is. From an outside's perspective, it's always sad to watch people do things that you feel like it's just not gonna be good. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I feel like Blueface and Nevaeh could possibly, seemingly, okay, allegedly, be over that trauma bonding. It just is what it is, you know. Um, and to me, it's kind of like a sad thing. It really is. It's a little more than sad. Yeah, for real. Truth is because like because you was like I don't know. It seems like she was like second choice almost. But I don't know. Because when I look at it and I look back in hindsight, it also looks like the Stunner Girl thing was a play, right? Um, it depends on how you look at it. You can look at it like Blueface just wanted to collab with Stunner Girl. It was a collab, you know? And with him being a streamer, you know, um, it does. It seems like That's what it was. That's it. That's all. It seems like the people played into it more than what it was. Does that make sense? It also seems like Blueface is like learning the streaming world and learning how to manipulate it. For real. It is what it is. It could seem like that, but I will say this though. Um, I don't know though. Because then you have Stunner Girl that is saying that it was very real, and Blueface was catching feelings for her. And so it's just like a lot, you know. Child, it's a lot on top of the cake before you can even get to the cherry for real. It's a lot. Um, but truth is, listen, this is the ugly, nasty, dirty, crusty, bumpy, musty side of dating that nobody talks about sometimes, until you learn to have boxes. Truth is, I hate to say it, but until you learn like yourself first, you can't even put the right boxes to be checked off. You know, first you gotta learn yourself, pooper stars. First you gotta tap in with you, like the song say, tap 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 in. It just is what it is. You gotta know. See, some people don't even know. They just willy nilly. But you gotta know yourself. Listen, I'm a calm, peaceful person. I need calm and peace. Yeah, no, truth is, you know, je- I know I live like right and walk around like I'm an extra from a spa. Yeah, no, truth is, you can just smell the lavender oozing out of my pores when I sweat, type ish. Like for real. Like that's how I live my life. So why in the world? No, I'm just giving an example. So why in the world would I get with somebody without that hooting and hollering? you know, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I'll take it a step further. You know what that reminds me of a little bit? As I said it, it reminds me of Stefan Diggs. Stefan, that's exactly what I said. Stefan Diggs is a private person who seemingly enjoys a private life. He seemingly enjoys a private life and uses it to his benefit. Okay, so why in the world would you go get with Cardi B? Somebody that is so like, to me, the opposite of private. Like it makes no sense. But I will say this. I just, you know what? I chalk it up to somebody that's still learning themselves, you know, learning themselves, who they are, what they like, what, their dislikes, all of it, you know. It is what it is. At some point, as human beings, we gotta really like get to know ourselves. Uh, yeah, you know, we gotta really sit with ourselves sometimes and have honest conversations about us. You know, it just is what it is. I highly recommend that. Okay, and so you know, uh, shoot, I forgot why I kind of lost where I was, but it just is what it is. You know, I'm just trying to put it out there and make sure that we talking about it in a way that it needs to be talked about, right? Because like, yeah, congratulations to Blueface and Nevaeh who are allegedly having a baby. You know, and Blueface is saying that like he doesn't want to bring any more um children into broken home situations. So he's making it seem like he really, really, really wants to do right by Nevaeh and this baby. He's saying that he wants them to all be under one roof. You know, and honestly, I think he means well, but I just feel like he going about it the wrong way. You know, because truth is, um, as somebody that's coming off of coming back, okay, or just got out of a bad situation, a bad relationship, you know, and you still healing from that, a new baby is not what he needs, you know. hmm Truth is, but again, I feel like he is um hurt, allegedly, you know, seemingly, which nobody can knock him for. You know, it is what it is. We're humans. We're gonna, you know, people are gonna go through things like that. But it's just what you do. Um, and listen, Poopa Stars, I just gotta put it out there. I'm just pointing to it. I'm shining a light on it. Like this is what happens sometimes when relationships end. You know, they get really, really nasty and really, really ugly. So if I'm being real, you um to me you just really have to be sure about entering it, if that makes sense. And it's sad too, you know, because you have so many people that just like, listen, people get into relationships because they want to be loved and they're looking for love. But the sad thing is, you know, it could just be coming from the wrong person, the wrong time, you know. And people don't know how to just walk away. It's never that easy. Well, usually it's never that easy. People will be hurt, and people will act on that. Okay, and that looks like different things to different people. Okay, it just is what it is. So, like, let's say, excuse me, let's say, a boyfriend and a girlfriend. They living together. She brought the TV. He brought the bed. You know, they break up. They go their separate ways. She want her TV. He want to keep the bed and the TV. Like stuff like that. You know, um, it just is what it is. Like you. I'm not saying that that's gonna always be the outcome for everybody. Okay, but like to me, you gotta be ready for that. You have to prepare for the nasty. You know, it just is what it is. You have to prepare for uh like they say, the unforeseen circumstances. You know, it just is what it is. Child, because more times than often, people are not mature. You know, more times than often, they're not. More times than often, it's not going to go that way. You know, more times than often, people are going to act out. You know, so you know, you have to be mindful of that. Okay? So when you dating somebody and you giving them money or you're loaning them money, giving them, loaning them, it doesn't matter. If you giving it to them, you got to give it. You know, you can't be hurt. Well, you can, but I wouldn't recommend being hurt and trying to get all your stuff back. Who does that? You know. Or if you loaning them money, you like you have to understand that like it's a possibility that it's not coming back. You're not gonna get it back. You might be in court. Hello. And then I'll take it a step further. Lots and lots and lots and lots of crazy stuff be popping off while dating. And you know, I feel like people be quick to say, I didn't sign up for that, I didn't sign up for that. But you know, and I'm not gonna say you did. I'm not gonna say you did. But I feel like when you sign up for dating, you really don't know what's gonna come with it. You don't. You can expect certain things, but you don't necessarily know every single thing that's gonna come with a relationship. You know, you can prepare, and damn it, I recommend you do. It just is what it is. I recommend you prepare. You like you have to prepare and be aware. You know, first things first. But dating can get so nasty. It can. Dating can get so ugly. And I'm really glad that Blueface is putting, you know, his dating life in the front, out there for all of us to see. Because some of these older people know how it go, but these youngsters do not. Okay, and like they need to know. It is what it is. They need to know. They need to see that this is how dating can go. It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you can have a man's baby. Okay. You sure can. You can absolutely have somebody's baby and they pretend that y'all don't exist, you know. Or never acknowledge y'all publicly, you know. Um and like flaunt, okay? Like literally flaunt his other children, their mother, and him being around them publicly. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, like that's what it could look like. You know, you can absolutely have a baby by somebody like Blueface. People need to know that. Child, that's a Blueface and a circus probably in every household. People need to know that. You know, it just is what it is. Are y'all seated? Hit the like button. Get comfortable. Okay? Because, like, yeah, we are addressing some hard, ugly, nasty truths today. Okay? It just is what it is. Yes, you can have a baby with somebody, okay? And then 2 to 3 years down the line, they are uh feeling like they want another baby. You know, it just is what it is. I didn't do right by this one. I didn't do right by that one. I'm gonna do right by this one. Like, it happens, ladies and gents. It happens. hmm Okay. This is what it looks like. It happens, and this is what it looks like. A man can go out of his way, man or woman, okay? But in this particular situation, we talking about Blueface today, okay? His circus and Krishan. A man can publicly, okay, go out of his way to embarrass you every chance he get. Once he's hurt and you have moved on, what once the relationship is over, okay, this is the type of things that you can deal with. You know, the nastiness, the public, you know, disrespect. Lord, I can only imagine what it's about. Like, I don't even understand what it's about. I don't. I mean, he says that he blocked Krishan, but he's moving like somebody that was also blocked. you know? Um, no, yeah, truth is, like, when you do the blocking, you usually move like Krishan, you know? And from my own like experience, or just other people's experience around me and stuff like that, um the person that usually was the cause of the relationship ending, or the person who did the most, okay, it just is what it is in the relationship, that's usually the same person, y'all. Hear me out. That is usually the same person that causes a lot of chaos when the relationship is over. Just a bunch of nasty negative drama for no reason. That is usually, you know, it's usually not the one who got away. Yeah, so imagine a woman and a man is together, right? And hold on, y'all, hold on, because y'all know y'all know we're gonna be fair here. So shout out to that. Let's say a woman and a man is in a relationship together, and the woman is always cheating on the man, right? But eventually he leaves. He leaves. And so now that the relationship is over, he gets all these nasty little digs that she throws on Facebook. He might get um you know her coming to his house late night, beating on the door, a flat tire when he wake up in the morning. Um, a child, what else? Don't let it be a baby involved. you know, uh, child, he's supposed to have the baby. He's supposed to drop the baby. She's supposed to drop the baby off on Sunday. But now it's Tuesday and you have yet to see your baby. You know, you can expect the BS. Yeah, truth is. And it's usually always coming from the person that was doing all the messing up in the relationship, if that makes sense. So it's like the person that was did the fool during the relationship usually be the same person that cuts up when it's over. You know, child, I don't know why. I don't know why. It's a pattern. Like 2, 4, 6, 8. And I just feel like people need to know that. Okay? People need to know that. People gotta know that. There is flip sides to dating. Okay? Um, to me, that's why you shouldn't be in a rush like that. Slow down. Yeah. Yeah. For real. Slow down. Like Bobby V said. Like some people, I hate when people try to, like some people will try to tell you that you being too picky, and man, no. Okay? Um, when you dating, you need to get as close to what you like as you can. You know what I'm saying? Um, oh no, let's talk about it. Some things you can compromise on, others you shouldn't. Okay. Um, Now everybody, what they want is different. So we won't go down that. Um, we won't go down that road. Okay. But like, it's in other words, in other words, dating should be taken way more serious than what it is. Like, it's not taken as serious as it should be. It's one of them things where like, dang, how can I need an example. Give me an example, y'all. Excuse me. It's like crossing the street. There you go. That's a good example. Dating is like crossing the street. Shit. It's just it's a dangerous act, but people do it every day like it's nothing. You know. And truth is, um, and I just feel like there are some things that should be talked about that aren't talked about that often. But you definitely should date. Everyone should date with way more awareness and way more caution, precaution. You know, um, never ignore red flags. Shoot, have some. You should know what they are. Some people don't even have the flag set to even know that it was a red flag and to begin with. Like, it's just one of those things where people rush into, they should take their time more. And and I'll take it a step further. Children, children. People make children at such a rapid speed. Listen, people aren't doing that with their due diligence either. Children are it's hard to explain it, but children are way more valuable and important and oh, I can't think of the words I'm looking for. Um Children are just one of the biggest commitments and sacrifices and listen, it's just I just feel like people just they treat making babies like cooking, or making a sandwich. And it's not. It's one of those things where um it's supposed to be huge, monumental. Um, like I can't explain it, but it's like um winning a lifetime award or um it's just like one of the biggest things that you can do on earth. Like, no, truth is. Um, I mean, like one of the biggest accomplishments, like the biggest accomplishments that you can think of. Like that's what being a parent is like. But people don't put the act that high up there, you know? But to me, it's the hugest accomplishment. One of the hugest, if not the hugest to me, accomplishments that you can make in life is to become a parent. And I don't know, people just do it. People just treat it like it's nothing. You know, it's no different than how people be quick to want to make kids. Let's be a family before marriage. Like I like they treat marriage like it's bigger than becoming a parent. And it's just like, um, and then y'all wonder why people are just like, you know, creating babies. Like, I don't know. Like it's like I said, like it's just nothing. But it is something. It is. And it's just one of those things that is so easy to do, right? Um, but for life's sake and life purpose, it's just like it's sad. Actually, it's sad that it's that easy to create a child, to create a life. It really is. It really is. It's sad. Because like when you think about it, like a woman could be pregnant by somebody, right? And they have one stanky freaking argument. One stinking freaking argument. And before you know it, he can go run off and make another baby before this lady even give birth. And I'll take it a step further. She could give birth, and then the other baby can be like born around the same time frame. Like that is so. It's something that we need to think about. You know, it just is what it is. You know, um, and I'm hoping and praying that these folks is, hey, listen, it's been going on since the beginning of the time. Blueface ain't the only one. He won't be the last one. It happens. Actually, when people are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, like I can't explain it, but like when you see people that aren't making babies everywhere, that's like a huge accomplishment, or not a huge accomplishment, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Um, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like a proud moment. It's sad, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? Men who aren't making babies everywhere and who don't have a whole lot of babies and are able to control themselves in that regard, child, they're awarded. You know what I'm saying? They're awarded and applauded, because child, truth is, um, that's just not every man. You got some men who are, gonna get that NBA young boy on. Shoot, congratulations to him. Him and his wife allegedly just welcomed his 13th baby. I don't know how true that is. I don't, because I have never sat down and counted out his children. Okay, it just is what it is. I just, I ain't found the time. I said I just ain't found the time. But congratulations to them. But I will say, like, you know, so when a man isn't running around having 13 kids by 50, 11 women, um, it's celebrated. Yeah, it is what it is. It's celebrated, you know. Um, because most people know, what I'm saying, that ain't it. Child, most people know that ain't it. Um, like I said, having children is one of those big, 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 big time life events. It just is what it is. Huge. But people don't treat it like that. They don't. They don't treat it like that. And it's huge. It is. It's huge. It's a huge accomplishment. Um, or maybe that's not the right word, but it's huge. It is what it is. Shoot. And like I said, people don't treat it like they don't treat it as such. But it's one of the biggest things you'll ever do in life. Ever. But shoot. I mean, I guess you can call it an accomplishment though. Period. Shit. Because it's celebrated. If people tell you congratulations, then hey, you know. But listen, Poopa Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee. Y'all make sure y'all slide, scoot up, hit the like button. Like, yes, I came on here this morning to talk about Blueface having a new baby with Nevaeh because I just feel like the younger adults, they need to know that, like, this could be you. It just is what it is. Chasing a certain type of life, chasing a certain type of money, chasing a certain type of man, even dealing with a certain type of man. This could be you. You know, I mean, it just is what it is. This could be you. And if you don't want that for your life, then choose better for your life. It just is what it is. Be way more intentional, you know, in your dating life. Okay, Purple Sauce? Yeah, it just is what it is. But it's your girl, Shay Renee. I'm in the building. Hit the like button. I need to place y'all on a brief hold. When I get back, we'll be talking Jada and Alexis. Give me a minute. Oh my goodness. So the train is coming through. The train, and the popo. And the popo. Hold on. Child, I want to put the train on my bucket list. I got the train on my bucket list. The truth is, I want to get on a train. I just don't know where I want to go. I'm not necessarily sure I want to where exactly I want to go. I know I probably don't want to go far. And what else? And so, like, I was listening to Deion Sanders and Karuchi talked about, well, they were on a train the other day. And, Deion was basically saying that he wants to get on a luxury train. I'm like, okay, I'm with Deion. He said, want to get on a luxury train with all this stuff on it, child. Um, that's what Dion was saying. And Karuchi was saying, like, it's like, she was just saying that they gotta go, like, to London for that. And Dion was like, we shouldn't have to do all of that. I'm with Dion. For real. And you ain't wrong when you're right, okay? Um, but like, yeah, they shouldn't take all that. And yeah, I want to be on a nice train. So the train is going by. Living my dreams, if they could see me now. See me now. Oh, yeah. Tell y'all something. So, Mike Jones, I hope Mike Jones. So, Mike Jones been recently going viral, y'all. I told y'all, we talked about this a little bit. Mike Jones is going viral again. I wonder what Mike got going on, though. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like something is brewing, you know? I just don't know what. Um, they have not did a good job of telling us what. So, just putting it out there. But anyway, Mike Jones been viral recently, and his number is again too. for y'all, for everybody who don't know, Mike Jones put his number online years ago. And I used to use it. I used to use it like at Walgreens and CVS and stuff like that. And why? I forgot. But now I feel like I'm about to start using it again. I am. I'm finna start using it. 281-330-8004. I'm finna start using that. So yeah. Like I know his rewards at some of these places go crazy. So yeah, anyway, shout out to Mike Jones. And that little phone number, cause the problem is, let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is I don't like when people ask me for my info. I be like, what's that about? I think it's suspicious. And I be real suspicious of it. So I don't ever give it out. I don't. It's rare for me to do that. But like now, I'm like, yeah, I got a number to give again. So shout out to that. Shout out to Mike Jones. Like, yeah, his stuff about to go crazy. He can get all them little rewards. I do not care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Cause it just is what it is. Cause like I guess it's small price I pay for people being nosy. So anyway, yeah, don't even ask me. Oh, it's 281-330-8004. Child be giving it out just the confidence. It's gonna be the confidence, child. Oh God. First place I can't wait to use it is the nail shop. Cause they irritates me every time they ask for my number. But anyway, so Rap Girl teaser. I gotta like this is the incoming teaser. So we're gonna be talking Rap Girls a little bit. I'm not necessarily sure exactly when I wanna do it. Might be today, I might not. But I just want y'all to know. So shout out to that. I got something important I need to talk to y'all about. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. All of my pooper stars that tune in to talk Rap Girls with me, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. I got a cute little treat for y'all. Hey, y'all, so shout out to that. And when I tell y'all, like, when I tell y'all this is like, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Child, I gotta put this phone down. Y'all gotta put it down. Cause like, you know what? Hold on, let me tell y'all this real quick. And then I'm gonna go on to that. Um, so like what I wanna tell y'all is strictly my stuff. Does that make sense? In other words, I haven't heard it nowhere else. So you shouldn't hear it nowhere else. Does that make sense? Shout out to that. Like I love that type of content. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Like no, it's just something about it. Man, come on, something. Baby, it's just something about like making your own stuff. If that makes sense, like it's just so hard to explain. But it's like when you come up with things, right? That nobody else came up with. It's just like so rewarding in a sense. It is. At least for me. Anyway. It's one of those things that it just does it for me. Okay. So anyway, I don't know what else to tell y'all, but y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But let me tell you something. This is the honest to God truth though. This is what I wanted to ask y'all. Like, when it comes to like being creative and your work and stuff like that, are you weird with the internet? Like, I know, hold on, I'm finna make it make sense. Hold on. Period. I'm finna lump it up like a boxer. Clock it. I'm finna lump it all up like a box. Baby, it's finna make sense in a minute. Oh, and that's another thing too. I got two things to tell y'all about that I haven't heard yet out there in the atmosphere. So shout out to that. And see, that's another thing too. That's what I love about being, you know, um, that's what I love about being creative. Like, if you create something, I don't care what it is. It could be anything. Let's use a quote for example. I just want to do that because it's simple and easy and hello. You're been there, done that. Let's say you create a quote, right? Um, what I love about that is it should be able to be time stamped. Does that make sense? So, like, in other words, like, go get your proof of when you said it. I'll go get my proof of when I said it, and then we'll see who really said it first, type ish. Now, that's what I love about being creative, and a creator. But what I don't like about it is people steal stuff. Hello, have we been back? Like, I know everybody been, busy and stuff like that, but some of us be paying attention. It just is what it is. And like Jada Waiter, that's my girl. Shout out to Jada Waiter, who ain't trying to let nobody F up the brand. Okay, period. Just don't do that. Shout out to that. Now that's hella quote that I absolutely love. Okay, period. And so like child, Jada White is always being accused of taking stuff from people, and she's not the only one. She's not the first. She won't be the last. People do it. It happens. Um, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. People do it, and it happens. Okay, everything is content. Even my name is content. Yeah. So shout out to that. But anyway, like no, true story. This is a true story. I don't want to. I be wondering how many people be like how I am. I'm overprotective of my stuff, so overprotective to the point where like I'd rather write it than put it on my phone. Yeah, truth is, y'all. Like I just wonder how many people do that. Because I just feel like everything is for the taking. Like you have to be careful. Like for instance, when I was working on when I was working on my ebook, Like, and I was looking for somebody to collaborate with me on it. You will be surprised how many people like, let me see it, 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 let me see it. Yeah, you know, you would be surprised because them let me see it type of people, they want to take it. It is what it is. Take it. Either take it and create their own. Some like telling y'all now, you have to be careful with that type of stuff. Extremely, extremely careful. And I try to be. I do. I try to be really, really careful with my work, child, because I do not play that. I don't. What? Baby, I'm just like homie. No, I don't play that. Mhm. You know, because I don't know. Like, I'm old enough now to appreciate that quote. Remember, it's a really popular quote that says we all have 24 hours in a day. Um, I'm old enough now to appreciate that. It just is what it is. Like, yep, yep, you know, each and every single day. We are gifted time, and time is so precious, y'all. It is. It is. I'm telling y'all what I know. It's extremely precious. And it took me to get older to realize that too. I did not realize how, um, but it is. Time is like, it's, time is up there with money. hmm It is. If I'm being real. You know, like it's one of those things where like, yeah, it should be it should be prioritized and treated, you know, with um the same way we treat money, I would say. And a lot of people don't realize that. But like time is like precious. It's everything. And that's why they be saying like you can't get it back. Truth is you can't go back. That's a hard truth.